I'm in Edmonton at Harley-Davidson of Edmonton. We're here for their Pipes Night. It's a first-time event that should prove very interesting. We've had some hot dogs and some beverages, and now we're going to look at some motor clothes. And I'm being joined by the general manager of the motor clothes department, Kristen. You're watching Ride Like a Local with Belt Drive Betty. Voted as Canada's most rider-friendly community of the 2016 riding season is Port Alberni, British Columbia, home to one of the longest-running toy runs in Canada, the Port Alberni Toy Run. Bordered on the east by the Beaufort Mountains and on the west by the Pacific Ocean, the Vancouver Island Riders' Paradise, Port Alberni, is Canada's most rider-friendly community. Visit www.portalberni.ca to find out more.
How are you doing tonight?
I'm doing very well. Awesome. So tell me, what is your most favorite part of your job?
My most favorite? Oh, I gotta say the people. Yeah? Meet the greatest people from all over, everywhere, all over the world. People come in and we get to hear their stories, which I really enjoy.
Sounds like there might be a budding writer inside of you.
I don't know, maybe a few years ago, but...
So tell me a little bit about the motor clothes department. What do you do in here? What kind of things do you carry that you think riders should be knowing about at this time of the year?
Absolutely. We carry kind of a little bit of everything, but what we really take pride in is the technology and the Harley-Davidson riding gear. Harley's always been leaders in technology as far as safety goes. They really want the riders to be riding for longer periods of time in whatever weather they can. So this time of year when it gets finally hot in Alberta, we do sell, mesh gear. When it's raining, we got the good rain suits. You can pack up really small and make sure you can keep going no matter what hits you. Then soon we're going to be getting into heated gear and making sure everybody's comfortable for the fall to ride a little bit longer too. So,
how do you fit people for leather gear? How do you look after them? Are there any tips or tricks that you like to impart upon your customer?
Absolutely. We're really big on making sure that fit is perfect. So we try to, a lot of times we put the clothing on the customer to make sure that they are fitting it the right way. We get kind of touchy-feely. We make sure that it is fitting properly. It's hard to fit a helmet on another person just by asking questions. So we do kind of get in there and feel. The biggest trick and tip for helmet fitting is going to be put the helmet on, put your hand on either side of their head and kind of just move it around. If the skin moves, you're good. If the helmet's moving on its own, it's probably a little bit loose.
Right. So, how long have you been with Harley-Davidson of Edmonton now?
About 6.5 years.
Yeah, and you've seen a lot of change in 6.5 years.
Absolutely, yeah. And I've been part of it and embraced it and keep on going with it.
Out of all the motorcycles that are in this dealership, is there one that has caught your eye?
It's always the Heritage. Always has been, probably always will be.
What color?
The classic teal and white.
How did I know that? I instinctively knew that she would be a 50s style pinup girl.
That's me through and through. Love it.
Well, thank you for taking a little time with me, Kristen.
Anytime. If anybody has any questions, I'm always here. Come down and visit us.
That sounds wonderful. Thank you.
Thanks.
I'm being joined right now by Michael Tsai here at the beautiful Harley-Davidson of Edmonton. I mean, absolutely, what is your favorite job in the dealership?
Well, my favorite job is the job I have now, selling bikes to customers. Either they're trading up or it's getting their first bike. Mm-hmm. But yeah, definitely talking to customers and trying to find them a Harley that fits them, that suits them, that looks good on them, and that they're going to enjoy the heck out of.
And how long have you been in sales now?
Well, I'm the new hire, the latest member to the sales team. I started back in March 29th, and I've been working ever since.
So you've been here about 6 months now, just about, and you got your bike license?
Oh yeah, of course.
And do you ride?
Oh yes, I do.
And what do you ride?
I ride a little sporty 883, but you know, it was a great bike to start from. Definitely had a lot of times where I got stuck in a sticky situation, and if it was any other bigger bike, I probably would have, you know, fell or got stuck. But so it was a great bike to kind of practice around, you know, when you're starting. But you know, it definitely is a Harley, so it doesn't matter what it is. You know, it's your first taste of Harley.
So your first bike is a sporty. What do you aspire to have as your next bike?
Well, I had a plan of trading up slowly, step by step, either going to a Dyna and a Softail. But one of the perks of working here is you get to test out every bike that you have on the floor.
Cape Breton, Nova Scotia, home to the Cabot Trail and the Cape Breton Bike Rally. With some of the most magnificent riding and the friendliest of people one can find anywhere, Cape Breton is the runner-up community in Canada's most rider-friendly community contest. Visit CapeBretonBikeRally.com to find out why.
So you thought about going to a Dyna or a Softail or something like that, but you were saying something about the perks of working in a dealership?
Right. So one of the perks is you're surrounded by bikes all the time. You learn more about every single bike, and after a while, you know, all your other uncertainties gets answered, and you kind of find that one true bike that you really want. So, you know, I think it has to do with a lot of my coworkers here, but my next bike would be a Road Glide.
A Road Glide, the man has taste. What do you think, folks? I love the Road Glide. My husband, that's his favorite motorcycle. I myself like the Ultras, and I would like to, my next bike, I want an Ultra Low.
That's a really good bike, especially for riders who are not over 6 feet tall. You know, an Ultra Low would be a great bike to be a decker for a shorter rider, because I think a lot of customer of mine as well, the biggest problem they have with decker is, oh, I'm not tall enough, and I don't think I can handle it. So when you can have both feet flat foot on the ground, you know, definitely take the ease off of it and give them more confidence. I wish they have a Road Glide Low, but hopefully 2019.
You just never know. Harley-Davidson, are you listening? You listen to your customers pretty well, so how about listening to some of them sales staff, eh?